if I'm a little breathy today, we've had a lot of rain today. Thank goodness, but makes the air heavier for me to breathe. So, and it does, the humidity seeps in the house. And so anyway, I may talk less, I don't know. I have a wealth of information to give you about these birds, and I really want to do that. If I have to do some speeding up or some reducing on the, like trimming parts out in order to keep it within a certain time, I will probably do voiceover. But I do want to help you with this and help me with it too. There's a lot of interesting stuff about this red-tailed falcon. I might not give you all the facts today. That's going to take more than today to get done, but anyway. I needed to fix that beak. It's not really terribly dark. And that's kind of what sets it apart a little bit. They are one of the largest of the falcons in this part of the world. Scientists first started studying them in Jamaica. And so they came up with a name for them that I find hard to pronounce. I got that beak really big. Well, they're not real small either. I might go over that when it's dry a little bit. I'm going to give him a black eye right behind the beak. Give a little green. Her eyes are kind of green. And give him a pupil. Their eyesight is very keen. It's about 8 times as good as a human. And I'm just going to put a little flash of light right here. Falconers love the peregrine. Not the peregrine. I did a peregrine falcon once, but it's too tiny. Falconers really do love the red tail. And they do nest usually in the north, like in Alaska, northern Canada. They'll cities these days. They'll nest on tops of skyscrapers in New York. There was one that they called him pale male because of the beak, and he was the first one that they noticed in New York City. So anyway, there's kind of a discussion out. Some of them, when it comes to those that like to discuss it, some of them believe that pale pale male is still living. That's decades, it's been decades. But now they're very common in cities like New York. Just like a lot of birds have become very common breeding. But they'll, oh darn, they'll breed on, or nest, they'll nest on cliffs, trees, rooftops. These feathers along the wing here, you see those only toward the top of the wing. And then there's these, they're not long feathers. They're kind of a extra layer, I guess, of feathers. I don't know if God put them there because he wanted to make that part sturdier or so at the top of the, the top of the wing is I think where probably most of the muscle and strength is needed. Those don't look like feathers right now. I do hope to come back, and I'm just getting the color in right now. The falcon, the red-tailed falcon, is very important in ceremonies for Native Americans and other tribals, societies. Yeah, these 4 feathers here were darker, I remember. So I'll have to darken them. Their coloring is absolutely stunning. They will, generally they eat things like rodents. But they've been known to also eat like smaller birds and even snakes. But they can spot it. They fly, and they can look down. They can spot it. Well, they can spot it from a perch too, but they can be flying and looking for prey. And their feathers are frequently used in headdresses for ceremonies. The falcon itself is important to them as, I have it written down somewhere. I may have to give you that info in a little bit. They're considered to be, in some tribes they're considered to be spiritual messengers. They're considered sacred in some. Now, there's not most of your Native American or even Alaskan tribes do consider them, they're very important to them. But different tribes have different customs, different reasonings. They're not all just one mind, like we're all not just one mind. Sometimes we clump people, and we shouldn't do that because tribes will have their different customs, but yes, they are very popular, important to most tribes, but maybe in different ways. But their feathers are often used in, that's too much black, maybe not. The males are territorial. They will, whether it's from a perch or generally when they're flying, they will call out, and they will claim about a 2 square mile territory. And so when they're flying around, I don't know how they find these, or how they, make these particular but I guess they've just got probably such heightened senses that they know that territory, and somehow other birds know it too. They've got to have some way of marking it other than just those high-pitched squawks or whatever. But here, that one. Hate it when I goof up, because then I have to fix it. And I've just gone over what I already did, so now I get to start something different. Something new. These feathers I'm going to be putting in now are some of the most beautiful feathers, and I believe these are the ones used in headdresses. They are much more decorative. Now these will be closer together. Shoot. And I think you'll recognize the pattern if you've looked at, ceremonial headdresses and stuff from some Native American tribes. I know they're very important. Cheyenne tribes they were mentioned. I'll just say they were mentioned as considering the red-tailed falcon as, I want to get his body in here, because they do have a fairly large body. I want to just have him spread out because I want to be able to show just how majestic they are. And a kind of a fun fact that I learned from, they have, now the ones at the beginning of the video that I showed you on the last one, the falcon and its sound, now that was not the kind of call it would use for some things. I mean, yes, that was one of its calls, but they have a very, they have a long, I guess it's got kind of screech, but it's not. In fact, it's about a 3-second long with each one. The other, I think they were probably calling to a mate or something. But their mating is also something that's very, I'll get to that later. I'm so excited about learning about these birds. I think I could have made him bigger on this big old thing, but I'll figure out a way to fill it up. I'll fill it up maybe with a different bird. But in movies, when we hear a bald eagle flying over in a movie and it's making its sound, they use the sound of these falcons more often than not. Okay, I'm going to separate these few feathers here. These stripes are what makes them so striking in their art and headdresses. I know they do use feathers in dream catchers. Generally, they'll have one or two hanging from the bottom of their dream catcher. And I am not going to be as, I won't probably be able to make it look nearly as grand as they are in life. I wish I could, but hopefully I can give an idea. just how grand these birds are. Now, of course, if you've ever picked up a feather, chicken feather, any kind of feather, you know they've got that little almost dart-like thing, like a quill. You know, if you've ever seen it in history books or, you know, quill pens, they've got those little, that's what embeds them into their flesh or whatever, their other feathers. Because I think tonight I'm just going to finish with those tail feathers and call it good until tomorrow. Or until the next time I get a chance to work on it. I'm going to say good night. We love you. And we will see you again. Let's see. This goes up Wednesday. You know, we saw a hummingbird today. Unfortunately, I didn't see him. Joe did. Said he went around to each. I'm still leaning to the right. He went around to every one of those little holes on the bird feeder and took little sips, so hopefully he'll bring some of his friends back, maybe when it's a little drier. But we will see you again soon, and I will maybe give a little bit of help to Mr. Falcon here off camera and then show you more. Okay, love you, see you, good night.